So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our conjunction video of the week. And no, this is not a dildo, this is a mic. All right. So, yes, today we are going to be covering Sun, Mercury in the seventh house of your horoscope. And what happens when Sun and Mercury are in the seventh house of your horoscope. Okay. And this is a particular conjunction that people think of it as Bodhaditya Yoga, which is yoga for intelligence, yoga for honor, yoga for gaining favors from government. However, you can gain that with this conjunction, sure, but you cannot call this a Bodhaditya Yoga. There's only a certain places, certain alignments that a Bodhaditya Yoga occurs. And obviously, if you do not know, if you have this particular conjunction, what sign it's in, what nakshatra it's in, and all the other astrological details, for that, check out the link here, check out my full astrological report, including my books, consultations, and link to my academy, Maga Vedic Astrology Academy, where I teach you everything like this conjunction. So let's talk about Sun and Mercury in the seventh house. So one thing you will notice with this particular conjunction is that, especially if this is not being influenced by other malefic planets, you will have an extremely intelligent spouse. Your spouse will be the one that will be able to, that just has knowledge for all the issues and problems you may run into. Now think about it. Okay. So I said that this is not a placement of Bodhaditya Yoga. All right. And one of the placements, a few placements are the first house, fifth house, 11th house, or when they're connected with the Lagna Lord. So now look at it this way. Seventh house is the house of spouse, right? That means the seventh house represents the ascendant of the spouse. So if you were to make seventh house the ascendant, so you have the seventh house and you switch it 180 degrees, that becomes the ascendant. That means your spouse, you give your spouse Bodhaditya Yoga. Not that they have it, it's just that through the synastry of the chart and the horoscope, you're now giving them the Bodhaditya Yoga. So when they marry you, their seventh house is becoming active. Sun, Mercury are becoming active. That means something is going to influence them chemically, telepathically, that they will feel like they are able to just get things done. Even if your spouse does not have, let's say, even high school education, or does not even have a college degree like myself. But once you marry them, they're able to find any solution to any issue you're going through, and you could be a PhD. Okay. And one thing you have to understand, when Sun is with Mercury, okay, as you know, Sun is a hot planet. And in the seventh house, usually Saturn will cause delay in marriage. However, it does not causes problem in marriage if it's not affected by malefic. I don't care if benefics aspects it or not. Other malefic should not aspect. Then there will be a problem. You bet. And one of the other things that we also see is that especially through the spouse, your fame rises. You are able to become this great communicator in the public life, because Mercury is communication. And then Sun represents authority. So what happens is when you activate your seventh house, not only you give this particular yoga to your spouse, what happens is, because Sun, Mercury belong to you in your chart, they start activating your qualities of communication, your qualities of authority. Now, sure, one thing we do see, because Sun loses its directional strength, or not directional strength, I should say, Sun is setting during this time. So in a way, it is kind of losing directional strength. You can say it's becoming weak because it's going to the darker side, the underworld, towards the underworld. So one complexity that we see is that a person may feel inferior to their spouse. So even if it's a man, who's supposed to be this masculine figure of protection and giving everything, they will feel inferior because the situations that are occurring in life, you need your spouse to take care of those things. And this is why also, because the original seventh house represents the directional strength of Saturn, which represents Vayu, okay, because it's Swati Nakshatra where Saturn is exalted, which represents the breath, meaning the yoga. When you do yoga with this, especially any yoga that involves breathing, techniques of breathing, you start to lose that part of ego that makes you feel inferior. You're like, you know what? Because of this person, I'm getting millions of dollars. Why do I care if my ego is being hurt? It's both of our accounts. It's our money. We're enjoying life. Forget it. Those are the feelings that come in. And if you don't do the breathing yoga, what happens is you feel like, this is not right. I need to be the one, telling people that I did this, I did this, I did this. And things just, kind of get lost in that situation. So, yoga, especially like, anything like pranayam, alom vilom, kapal bharti, all of these things, you have to just do it regularly though. You got to make it a habit, and you will see how your ego settles. Whether somebody insults you, whether your spouse is making you or helping you make money, and you can't do it without your spouse, it doesn't matter. You're like, I'm living. So that's the important part of this particular conjunction. Okay. So anyway, guys, this was my analysis of Sun Mercury in the 7th house. If you're new to my channel, subscribe below. And if you want to know where your Sun Mercury are placed, all your astrological details for that, check out the links here. Otherwise, we'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.